Yes, so today I'm going to be working on DuckDB SQL CRUD operations. So to begin with, I need to be on the right path, which is here, SQL video code along 06 CRUD operation. And then when you see main, that is a good sign that I am in the right folder. Otherwise, I can always check here on my Explorer panel. Then I will have to create a database. So let's put DuckDB UI. What should I call this then? I can call this glossary.duckdb. So I can open my local DuckDB server. There you go. And this is the notebook that I have created earlier, which, yes, if you see the attached databases, I can see the glossary is in here. So first is that before I work on my UI, I need to, in my create statement, I have to create a schema, if not exist database. So the first step is to create a schema, and then I will create another schema called programming. So there's going to be two schemas now. And then the from information underscore schema.schemata, it's basically saying that to get the information on what's the meta information on what's in the database from these two, as far as what I understand. And then usually up to now we have been jumping into creating tables, but this time we will be creating sequences to put several glossaries in the table. And the create sequence will generate unique numbers for the ID column in each table. So for example, we have the schema, and then we have the table. And then inside the table, we want to add new rows, the ones that is growing vertically, not columns. So we want to add new rows. And this create sequence, if not exists, basically will say that every time you add a new value in a new row, the ID will always start at 1. And you can see here that it will also show if it's for the ID for the SQL, for the Python, or for the DuckDB. And yeah, just think of this as folders for our tables. And the tables themselves, which store the data. We also create these sequences so that the IDs auto-increment for each new rows or each new records. So how this works is that if you're running in these commands, you tell DuckDB to check if the schemas and tables already exist and only create them if they don't exist. So if we do not have the schema, what will happen is that every time you create a row, you have to manually count. You have to manually put the numbers, but here it will automatically generate it. Right. So I can try running. And then here, we go into the creating tables in database schema. So this has always been as it is. The only difference is that in this table, we name this table database.sql. And it will say that the ID column is an integer and that it is a primary key. Default value from the sequence. So tell the database that this ID columns will get its value from the sequence created above. So that is what the next val is, I think. And then you also create another column called word column, and then another, which is a string, and then you create another column description, which is also a string. And it's the same, basically the same, but different tables, because here we also created a table called database.docdb, and there we also created another table called programming.python. And then we also change the default value in the sequence. So I will just try to run this next. I'll just try to run this in my UI. Nope. Oh, no. My bad. No, because what am I doing? This is gonna be running in my, yeah, in my VS Code. So why am I running it in my UI? And then after this, I will be navigating into my create statement. No, in my CRUD create dot SQL. And this is, let's see. This one. Yeah. What was wrong? Yeah. So here, create scheme might not exist. Let me run the other ones as well. And then I would like to describe it later. Let's see. Yeah, of course. 9. Is here. Here I'm creating the, yeah, because here I'm creating the schemas. And here I want to create the sequences. So this I need to move here. So here I can see that I have ID DuckDB sequence, Python sequence, and SQL sequence. And then I'm going to be creating tables in here. 3 statements runs in 85. And then if I'm going to describe everything, so here we go. So now I have in the glossary database, I have database for DuckDB, a database for SQL, and then I have a schema. Schema they called database DuckDB, schema name, database of SQL, schema name, programming.python. And then, yeah, we have ID word description for each, because we have created that here. Yeah, when we were creating a table, we were also putting in the values or the row, the columns. And then for ID, we have integer, word, we have varchar, and description is also variable character. Yes. So now we're gonna go into the CRUD crate, the C of the CRUD operations. We are gonna be inserting real data into those tables. We're gonna be inserting data in these tables. So how it executes is that each insert into values, or insert into and values, will put a new row in the table. So it will put a new row in the table. That notice that, so yeah, I will just show the query for this. If we have insert into database.sql, we will insert it there. Okay, it's not really there. Let's see. If the one that I did, I would insert it there. Actually, I don't like copy pasting. Let's type it. So we will be doing a insert into. So we can do insert into. Where do you want to insert something, a new data? We want to insert it in table called database.sql. And then you want to insert them in, no, not even that. You want to insert them in the column word. In the database SQL table, you want to insert something in the column word and description. And the values, what do you want to insert? You want to insert, for the word, you want to insert the word, the string query. And for description, for example, when I write request made to a database to retrieve, modify, or manipulate data. So here, and then, yeah, close it. And then I think I can run this now. No. From. Yeah, I think I have inserted there. And then if we just try to check the table, try to check the table. What is it gonna look like now? Yes, so now we can see that in this database.sql, it's the name of the table. You have ID, which is 1, query, and then and the reason why it has been created here as 1 is because of the sequence that we made earlier. So we don't have to manually input them. Now let's try again and let's try to insert something in. Oh, we can insert something more. I just copy this one. Can insert more. Let's see. I want to add more, say, crude in the word. And then what is the description of that? I can say create read, update, delete. Yeah, so we can do that. And okay, want to add one more, for example. You can add range condition. That is the term. What does it mean? You want to add on the description row column. It filter data within a specific range of values. So that's what it does. Let's create it. Yeah, let's create it. Where did I miss you now? Yeah, I didn't have a column here. Yes, so now I've created two. Now let's see how it looks like. From the name of the column, it's a very weird name, it's very confusing, but yeah, this is the name of the column. I mean the table. Yes, so now you see 2, 3, it's been automatically added because of this sequence, because of this create sequence if not exists, and it's this one. It starts from 1, and then it added the ones that we have just generated. Yeah, I can just fast forward and continue. I will just, it's basically the same. It's just that it's a different. Let's do it like this. We can insert data. Yeah, just gonna do the same thing. So I am doing the same thing here, inserting into the table called Python programming. You have the column word description, and then if you want to add insert values into it, this is it. So I have added 1, 2, 3. I have added 3. And if you see here, I would like to look from programming Python. Close the column, and now you see that it has been updated. Yeah, here is a bit longer, but yeah, let's just try that. I cannot make this video too long, otherwise I will not be able to attach it into my GitHub. That's why. So here we can see that, what was this? This was DuckDB, database.duckdb. Now I want to check how it looks like. Now we can see that it has been updated. Great. Yeah, let me stop here for CRUD create, so it doesn't get too long.